Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. What I want to do is, with some scraps, try to put them together. These are the same ones. And just make my own like paper or paper backgrounds or whatever. These are the same. This is a background I made. So I kind of want to maybe go through and sort like some colors that could go there. I've noticed that people do, that's not there, like patchwork quilt to put cards and papers together. That's not a scrap, is it? Yeah, because that was out of that big pad yesterday where I did. There's a little bird. They put different papers together like a quilt. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna though let you know that my grandmother was an older grandmother. My father was a change of life baby, and then my father I didn't come until after my father was even older. Not older than my grandma, but older. He wasn't a young father for me. So the quilts that my grandmother made when I was a kid, and I loved them, but they all had, they didn't necessarily match. They were scrap quilts that my grandmother made. And she just used what she had, clothes, old clothes. You know, she would snip the pieces from, and there were different textures, different patterns. Not everything matched. It was a modge podge. So when I think of a quilt, and I have done quilting myself, and I've been very careful about getting things to match and stuff. But still, when I think of quilting, I'm reminded back to my grandmother's quilts. And by the time I was around, my grandmother wasn't quilting anymore, but her quilts were still there, and I loved them. They were always so comfortable, and you know what I would give for one of them now, I can't even tell you. But I loved them. And so if mine come out a little modge podgy, I'm sorry, but I kind of do want to make it match. But then at the same time, I don't necessarily know that it would be considered a quilt if it's too much alike. Now, I've got this piece here that I'm thinking could be a card topper to a quilt. It's got the little bird on there. And so what I'm kind of not real sure about colors and stuff I want to go with here, but I do want this to stand out. But at the same time, like, what's going to go together, and we've got different patterns and different things that are going to look different together. You know, I really like these with the greens that I've kind of got here. And this. So this, and this, and this. This is kind of the palette I'm looking at. That, to me, so this is where the bird, see, here's another one, but his head's cut off. So that could be in there. Maybe some of the black and the black. So that's what I'm thinking I would do. Maybe some of this black. So I'm going to start out with squares, and I think I'm going to go 2-inch squares. And I'm just going to cut 2-inch squares. And of course, I want to get them straightened before I start. So I'm going to make them a little bit big and then... maybe that's not. That didn't. Took a big nick out of there. Well, let me see if I can get some 2-inch squares out of it anyways. Because some of them I'm going to make triangles out of. I do think we want to be mindful to get our squares all the right size. And I do think we need at least 3 different patterns, I'm thinking. Ooh, that's right there. Okay. Let me come in with this pink. 'Cause there's 2 blacks right there. So I gotta get this straight first. Uh-oh, that's not straight. Ugh. I see people doing this quilting thing, and I remember when I first started doing scrapbooking, there was a gentleman on HSN that did quilting. I don't remember at the time if they were templates or like a cutting system or what, but it was for quilting cards or your scrapbook pages or whatever. And I barely remember, and of course I didn't purchase any of them because I thought, oh no, that's not something. I was quilting at the time and thought, no, I don't want to do quilting in my pages when I already quilt. So here's 4 different ones. Let's see how they work together. Okay. So now I want to cut triangles out of my squares. And I'll show you. So if I do this one and this one, now we could do this and swap these, right? And then the next one would be it's kind of a matter of getting them put the right way. So then you could put this up here and this one here, right? And this one would go here. And this one would go here. We could do it like that. Or let's cut some of these into triangles. And all I'm doing is lining up 1/4 in the opposite corner on the cut line and cutting them that way. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here for now. I'm gonna keep these full squares because you may decide you want those full squares for something, right? So now I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we can change them. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Or we could do this, and then we can come, how did I do that? There we go. Trying to remember these quilting blocks. It's been a long time. since I've done quilting vlogs. And then another square would go in here. And we don't have like, we do, look. I thought we didn't have alternate, but we do. Let's see. Ooh. I guess our numbers don't have to be exact. We could do this and this. And this and this. But we still need to fill in here to make a square. I'm thinking I just want to do like I did the first and just do some squares. I think I want something black right there. I want to see what's on the other side. That's the dotted. I don't want to do the dotted. Needs to be one of the black ones. I sure like the dots a lot better than these. Maybe I got too many colors going here. Maybe. Just got to play around and find out what you like. And remember that there we go. And then this can be my center. That should be 4x6. So what I'm going to do is grab a 4x6 card. Another thing to remember too is that a lot of times what's the word I'm trying to think of? Sashing. There's sashing in it. So I'm just going to glue it straight on here. Start with this corner. And it's a good way to use your scraps, I think. I'm going to pull this like this and get all the way up in that corner. Now I don't want to glue it together. That's why I unfolded it. Wonder if I should have done this side. Yeah. I think I'm going to. I probably should have looked at it first, but now we can come through. We can make these even smaller. I would not attempt it with this trimmer. But if you have a good trimmer or you wanted to try doing it by hand, then that could work. And I'm just bringing it up to button it up against the one that's right there. And I know, like in those videos, they do some really extravagant looks. And this is just basic. But it'll get us started and we can go from there. Right? So I'm just going to put that right up there. You can do this on a separate piece of paper and then come in, you know, just make like, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Oh, that wasn't right. Please come off. Ooh, that's not right either. messed it up. Because I thought I didn't have it right. I was a better quilter than this. I will say that. Okay. I don't know. I messed up somewhere. I don't know what I did. It's been nice here today, and the wind is picking up. So, hopefully better weather at my sister's. So I'm getting videos caught up. I'm getting there. Not caught up, but I just want to make sure I have videos to post for you. I really want to have at least one a day. All right. So now I have my front of my card. Where did that bird go? Here's the bird. I'm gonna trim this. I was very careful about where I put it on this side because it's gonna be harder to trim. But I can come over here and trim to the card using the card as your guide. And these, of course, are going to go in the trash because I don't think there's too much we can do with this. And then I've got my little bird, and I need him backed on something. How about this? I think that'll look cute. So let's glue him. I'm not even cutting him down. I'm just using him the way he is. Let that dry a little bit so that I can cut around it. I'm just gonna freehand cut it. Just come in. Not too bad. Okay, here we go. Let me get some. Dots. Little foam adhesive. Little foam adhesive. Okay. Lift it up. And then I could do just a little sentiment. I don't know what it would be. Noises outside. A sentiment. And we have a background. So, there we go. There's one simple, didn't even take a lot of time to think about it, which I should have done. I should have spent more time. But like I always say, when I'm doing a video, it's kind of hard to spend the time. It just doesn't look straight. Okay. All right. So there we have a quilted background card. And like I said, you can do all kinds of different, you can do all kinds of different things with these. I'm trying to remember the windmill looking one was all triangles, right? With that. So this and this, and that gets filled in. Let me see. This would get filled in here, right? So you come around with another one, this. So it's kind of, Let me flip this over so you can see maybe a better idea of what I'm talking about. So it would come in this way. This one. Would be here. This one would be here. It's been, like I said, a long time since I've done this stuff, so I'm trying to remember everything. I have to refresh my memory of, because see, that doesn't fit. There was a way, they all did fit. Trying to think of what it was. I just can't remember. I will figure somewhere out and play with it a little bit and have maybe some more ideas. This was just a thought that popped into my head real quick. You know, we talked about doing a series of using scraps, so why don't we do some quilting? And some of you I know are going to probably already do this and have some wonderful ideas. So, there you go. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment. Thank you for joining me. I hope you join me again. Everybody have a blessed day. Bye-bye.